talk about players doing good jobs. We have done across the back line. We've got to left backs. This week we're on to our top 10 left backs in the world.
Yep.
And once again, like most weeks, I think the top 6 will be pretty much the same, but it's who's in the bottom.
Yeah, I think our top 5 will be pretty much the same.
Who's in the bottom
I feel
half.
like from like 6 till 10, it's kind of personal preference. It's like,
It is a little bit.
I feel like you can
And
put in whoever.
who do you like, where they place, and
Yeah.
what goes on.
Yeah.
Again, I had to put a few different names in there as well, just for the sake of it, for our integrity of the intellects on the couch. A few different names in there, but it'll be interesting this one here.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a bit more exciting than right backs.
Yeah.
That's my rogue shout with start off with.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see how we go. Do you want to get us kicked off with your number 10 for your left back?
I'll go 10. I'm going to go number 10, Luke Shaw.
Dropped him down.
I've got him in.
Yeah, fair play.
Obviously, he's had his fair share of injuries, not just this year, but throughout the last couple of seasons. But when he plays consistently, when he gets a good run of games, and he's probably the second best, maybe even the best left back in the league. Obviously, can drop into centre back as well, so very versatile. And last year was brilliant with Ten Hag when he actually got that run of games. Yeah. So obviously the injuries haven't helped him. I think he's only played about 15 games.
I've never seen him.
But he's still a very good left back.
Top left back. All right, my number 10 is Miguel Gutierrez from Girona.
Yeah, nice.
Could have been a little bit, considering how well these left back. It's not left back. It's basically times centre back, at times central midfield. They invert them. This system's hard to read, but Gutierrez has been part of it, and that's fair play to play the system as it is. We also know how good Girona did. We've talked about it to night and day now. Still second in La Liga, and important this system here. So like the versatility and the consistency in terms of the form and how well Girona are playing. Had to chuck him in here. He might be another player. I don't know how many players are going to be leaving in the season, but he might be another player that a big club will come for. The ability to play where he plays, whether it be DM, whether it be into centre back, with this whole rotating 3-back system they play at times, teams will lap this up considering how well these players are, how highly these players are valued as well. So he could be on for a big mood come the summer, but being very impressive this season. So he's my number 10.
Very nice. And he's my number 9.
Lovely. Look at that. Perfect.
Probably been the standout left back in La Liga.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, Euros coming up. Could there be a chance he goes with Spain? I think he's got to be in contention for sure. Obviously, the way he's playing, the way that whole team's playing is ridiculous. And like Madrid, I think Madrid sold him for about 5 mil to Girona.
Yeah,
which is mad.
Classic Madrid.
The player he's now, and he's only 22, so
he
could be in for another big. Maybe Madrid go back,
return on it.
Go back.
They're always short of the back right now, so I'll take him. Yeah,
so maybe Man United going from then. A left back,
healthy left back as well.
Again, Luke Shaw's probably better than him overall, but obviously the injuries.
Availability, best ability.
Yeah, exactly. So number 9.
My number 9, staying in La Liga, is Samuel Lino from Atletico Madrid.
Nice.
Another one of these fullbacks. Touched on Molina as right back as well. Just consistent performance. I don't think you can put a foot wrong with these two guys. Seen a bit of him recent weeks in Champions League as well. Important player. I can't say much else just in terms of consistent. He's going to give you 6, 7 out of 10. Got a bit of flair at times. Can push on and can be an attacking fullback. More that traditional up and down foot. None of this inverted crap with him. But that's Simeone, right? None of this rubbish with Simeone. Just get the job done. Not as high as some of the other guys. I think their ceilings and have played a bit more consistently though. So that's why he's at number 9 for me.
Good shout. Number 8, I've got Udogie.
Number 8,
number 8. Probably been the best left back in the Premier League this season. I think that's. I don't think there's been too many contenders. Obviously, with Robertson and Shaw being injured, Zinchenko hasn't been great.
No.
But still, he's been unbelievable with Postecoglou when he comes inside and plays that, sort of connects with the midfield and some of the runs he goes on, it's like prime Joel Matip when he used to do that.
Just take off.
But he's, like 20, 21 years old, something like that. He's, again, he does occasionally like lunge into tackles at times and gets caught out, but that's part of sort of him learning and fitting into this new system that they're playing. So, again, he come from Udinese, went back on loan there. No one knew who he really was, and now this season
arrived in England. Now
he's been incredible. So he's my number 8.
All right, my number 8 is Ferland Mendy from Real.
Yep.
A player that maybe if you played at a smaller team will hype up a little bit more, but because that back line is so solid, and we say it every week, because you've got some of the best midfielders in the world in front of you, you don't get to probably see the best of him. Someone though, again, very good on the ball, comfortable on the ball at his feet. solid enough into attack. I don't think his defensive game is as good as some of the ones above him. That's why I've put him quite low down. But someone that's very technical on the ball, very skillful. Definitely someone who's been consistently available throughout the season, which is hard to come by for them.
Yep.
So that's sort of in his corner as well. And he's in a Real Madrid team that I see is probably the best in the world at the moment. So that counts for something. Yep. So he's my number 8 for me at the moment.
Bang on. And he's my number 7.
Look at that. Let's go.
Injuries in the past have sort of hindered him, and he probably would be further up this list, to be honest, because he's a very good left back. I thought he was like kind of 24, 25, but he's 28. Still, he's 28. Yeah. Ferland Mendy,
I thought he was 25, 26. Okay.
No, he's 28. Okay. Ferland Mendy. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez. But so obviously, if he can just get rid of these, if he can just get rid of these injuries, and him and Vinicius down that left hand side will be amazing. Exactly. Yeah. So again, it's just the injuries that have hindered him, but he's been part of, I think, 2 La Liga titles and the Champions League.
Yeah.
So
he's won it all basically already.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's someone coming for him in that position though.
Yeah. It's just hard because sometimes they might keep him on the bench because of his injuries and play a Camavinga there. Yeah, they have that flexibility to do that.
Ridiculous formations at times.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
When you're Real, you do what you want. When you're Ancelotti, you do what you want.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, my number 7, I did go Luke Shaw.
Yep.
Just because I sort of favoured into what you said. I think when he plays, he arguably the best left back in the world at times when he's playing. Like
it was like maybe last year.
At points last year, I'm thinking even out of that COVID year, was that 21?
Yeah, when you came.
I think back to that City goal he scored where he just made the run himself. Like that was Luke Shaw, like at his best, available on a great away run we went on. And whenever he's playing, United look better. And I say it every time. It's looks badly on Rashford, but Rashford needs Luke Shaw to play well. I don't think I've seen Rashford play well without Luke Shaw ever.
Yeah, good point.
Luke Shaw makes, because he's someone who can duck inside with Ten Hag, but with every single manager, he's been someone up and down that bar line. As much as he can be called McDonald's, or all he wants, he's quite a fit. He is quite a fit player. He gets up and down. He works hard. And again, someone that I don't think you can really put a bad game or bad few games on his resume. And massive in the Euros for England. That's huge. Saying, that COVID year, the season, and that Euros for England, that sort of 2.5 year period, probably the best fullback, left back definitely in the world for my eyes. So
he's one of those players as well. When you look at past results with United where they've gotten hammered, where you can say, this player isn't trying. He's never that player. He's always kind of that.
He's
never below a 7.
Exactly.
He's always kind of the main. I think he should be up there as captain. If he was fit, I think he would be a genuine shout.
With all this questioning now, people questioning Bruno now, you think Luke should be the perfect candidate, but he's there, 60% of the time at best. And that's the thing. Well, last year we had one of our best seasons. He was probably there 80% of the time. Yeah. But this season having a worse season.
Yeah, it's just the injuries is why he's so low for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
6. Cancelo, number 6. Again, you could classify him as a right back, but he has played
He's playing a lot left back.
For Barca. Obviously, has had a bit of a dip in form this season, but again, like Arejo last week, it's the entire team besides probably Gundogan. But I think in the right system, I think he's the type of player where he could be the starting fullback in a Champions League final winning team. I think he's that good. I do rate him that highly. You don't play for a Pep Guardiola side and be that successful if you aren't an unbelievable player. And, again, I think just in the right system, I think he's still one of the best going around. So.
Fair play. My number 6 is Udogi. I'm quite high.
Nice. I like that.
I have left out Cancelo. I think it's because ever since that Barca, I don't think he's been the same Cancelo as City. And I think he'll forever regret that move in terms of whatever happened between him and Pep. Again, he probably is a top 3 left back on his best day, but I haven't seen those Cancelo.
That's fair enough.
So I got Udogi again, and I've been big on this almost since those first few weeks in the Prem, where I saw a bit of him when they came to Perth and played West Ham. Just saw him as absolute rapid up and down that flank, but ever since we've seen him come inside on the flank, again, defensively there's a lot to be worked on, but his closing speed, that's a big thing for me. Closing speed's a big deal in terms of my defenders because of how high teams play and how you need to play on the ball, off the ball. So his closing speed's ridiculous. His passing has improved a lot as well in the final third, and his ability to come inside to help Basuma out. He's got everything a part of his game.
Yeah. And it's about development now.
Exactly. And in his back line, I think Van der Ven and Romero and all these guys, they've had great days, but recently they've all had a little bit of a drop off. I think the doggy sort of stayed either constant or improving. So that's the biggest ticket I have in his corner. He's my number 6 for me.
Yeah, good shout. I like that.
Top five. Here we go.
I think relatively.
I think we should have all the same names.
Yeah, all just depends the order.
The order.
I've got Alphonso Davies as number 5.
We have number 5.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk me about that.
I think he maybe should be higher than number 5, but I just think the 4 I have ahead of him have probably been more consistent for longer, and I think their level at their absolute best is just so good in their respective systems that they play in.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if you've seen over the past couple of days, Madrid, I think that's looking very likely. So great. Just, Mbappe, just chuck in Davies.
Yeah, why not?
But again, he's still only 23. I think he's had a couple of injuries as well.
Last year was bad.
Maybe hindered him, but again, he has the ability to probably be the best left back in the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
But again, as I said, I've got number 5 just because the injuries, and I do think that honestly the 4 I've got, I just can't put him ahead of them at the moment. I just can't do it.
I think I've got something different then, because unless you really rate this guy highly, I've got DeMarco as number 5 for me.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I've missed someone obviously then.
It's just probably the order we've got him in.
Okay, good. I was worried if I'd forgotten something. I'll get DeMarco number 5, who I do rate very, very highly, but I think the 4 above are different level. I'm putting these 4 in the whole category of their own. Yeah. But DeMarco is someone that's very close to getting there. And I think this Euros, people will start to recognise who he is. I feel like this will be the Euros, people start recognising, DeMarco is a very impressive player. Again, everywhere we touch on his system that he's playing in as well. Very, very good at it. Again, another player doesn't really put in a bad performance. Very good in terms of getting balls into the area, in terms of being the front foot. Not someone's going to invert and stuff like that, but you don't have to invert these. He has to be a good fullback. He's one of the better fullbacks going around right now. In terms of form, actually probably could be a little bit higher, but I think some of the names have got a bit more aura around them in the top 4 here. But he's my number 5.
That's fair enough. Nice. 4, I've got Andy Robertson.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah. Like I can't think of a Liverpool game where Robertson's been below a 7.
Yeah.
He's so consistent. He's brilliant at both ends of the pitch. I still think fully fit, run of games, I think he's the best left back in the league, along with Luke Shaw. They're probably maybe about equal. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to have Robertson ahead. You're probably going to have Luke Shaw ahead because obviously we're Liverpool Man United fans, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's just how we rate them. But obviously he's had the bad injury. It didn't seem like we missed him, but there were games where you think, damn, I wish we could have a left footer in Robbo whipping that ball in. Yeah. And him and Van Dijk as that left sided is just ridiculous. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's number 4. Same thing. The few injuries that are starting to creep up on him is probably hurt him because he used to just play every single game. In those prime, in the last iteration of that Liverpool team, he would always be there. Like those numbers, him and Trent going back and forth in terms of assists and creating scoring numbers, in terms of fullbacks in the Premier League, they're going to share that record all the way through. It feels like they're just ridiculous. And Trent's a different sort of style, but he is truly out and out creative fullback that can absolutely. He's probably one of the top 4 defenders as a left back in the Premier League, and probably the top 4 attackers in terms of fullbacks in the Premier League. That's just the person he is. He has no flaw in his game. Look at the pie graph. He fills fills it all up. Yeah, just ridiculous. That's the thing. I can't find a flaw in his game. That's the thing about Robbo.
Genuinely,
he might not.
Maybe he's finishing in the box. I mean, I think every shot he's has gone over the crossbar.
That was Sky one. Yeah, but that's the thing. He might not be the best at anything, but he's good at everything.
He's brilliant. Yeah, he's very good.
You absolutely want that left back. That's what left backs are there for. So he's another 4 as well.
Top 3s, I've got DeMarco at number 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
3 goals and I think 8 assists in all comps this season, which is mental for the way that side plays. Yeah. Never really injured. Inzaghi trusts him to bomb on and get into the box, and almost plays a left winger at times because he knows he's going to get back and do the work defensively. And he's been super consistent for a couple of years, like the whole Inter team have been, and he's been hanging around people's team of the years for a couple of years. So he's just an absolute freak at the moment, and I'd hate to be a right back or a right midfielder because you're going to have to work.
Long day.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. So
a long day. Whew, here we go. Top 3s. So I went Grimaldo 3. So I got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was Grimaldo 3. I've got 2 guys that I don't think you were like you. I've got.
I'm actually scared. Have I missed?
No, you haven't missed anyone. You haven't missed anyone. I rate someone very highly.
Okay.
Who you don't rate as highly.
Okay.
Yeah. Grimaldo. Leverkusen. This is our weekly Leverkusen inter segment. We talk about DeMarco.
Yeah.
We talk about Grimaldo. Not a bad game. Probably the best left back in the world. Probably the best in the world right now.
Yeah.
Talking about creating, probably the best creative fullback as well in the world right now. They are still unbeaten. Forget Arsenal's shitty Invincibles. This could be the best Invincible of all. Like, forget the gold Premier League. This should be gold plated with diamonds on it. Like, this is going to be a crazy if they do it.
You've just annoyed a shit ton of people.
Oh, I can't wait for it as well. I want to wind them up. By the way, just to tell you off topic, United play Arsenal second last game of the season. I would love to ruin Arsenal's title chance.
Oh, please.
With an Anthony, that 91st minute, like goal, shushing the, oh, please.
I couldn't think of anything worse. Anthony scoring.
Yeah. And then I hate City as well. So it sounds bad as a United. I'd love them to win it on that day. If we beat Arsenal and City drop point,
we'll probably be in the hospital that day watching all our players have surgery. So
Gravenberch's getting his hamstring put back together and stuff. No, back on Leverkusen. He's been ridiculous. We talk about Frimpong and him. He's probably the better of the two, and they've both been outrageous. And in this system, he works to a T. Again, he's liable. He can get back, but with this sort of back three, back five, he's allowed to just go on and do what he can do best, which is great. And we all knew this, like we've seen these highlights even in Portugal, but we say, can these Portuguese league players come across to these big five legs and do it?
Yeah.
He's adjusted like it's nothing. He's adjusted like he's gone to a farmer's league.
Literally,
he's found it
he's
so
playing
easy.
Like it.
He bosses any winger that comes up against him. No one says how he pockets them as well. Like he's not just goals and assists. He's also doing the job defensively. And I think it's ridiculous. And probably, on form-wise, the best left back, but the other two heading.
That shocked me a little bit. I thought number one would like a slam dunk when Wembanyama slam dunk.
No, not today.
I like it. Fair play.
I'm changing it up.
I like
I'm being
it.
bold today. I'm being bold today.
I like it. Fair enough.
Your number two.
Number two, I've got Hernandez.
Yeah.
Theo Hernandez.
Yeah, same here.
We've spoken about AC a lot recently. How it's quite a average team if you look at it, with a few stars like Leao and Maignan and stuff like that. But I think 4 goals and 9 assists in all comps for a team that is pretty average, like we said, and for like a guy like Leao, who's before the weekend hadn't scored in about 15 games or something like that. Since
early December.
Again, he's a player that I said it with DeMarco, but he's been in people's team of the years
all the way
for probably 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
He's super consistent. He's brilliant for the French national team, and to have him second ahead of a guy in DeMarco who's top of the league and has lost one game, it just shows how good of a player he is. And that partnership with Leao on the left is a joke. Honestly,
it's ridiculous. Good stuff on that. Yeah, I'm the same. I've Hernandez second, up and down. And sometimes can captain as well. You realise you've got number one.
Wow.
Great partnership. Team of the season. He's always been a team of the season for like 5 years now. Like he's that sort of player. And I still, because I remember keeping an eye on Delos as a United fan, when him and Theo Hernandez were on the fullback, like on the flanks, that was impressive. That was very aggressive. That was going forward, aggressive attacking football. And ever since it's been the same thing. You're right, French team, club, does it all, does a lot. And again, someone that just, it feels like he'll always create something, always be there to make a difference for his side. And that's big, as we said, for this AC Milan team that is a bit average or just solid. I think that's a good word for it. Because they're a solid team, but with no real game changers. But he is, him and Leao are those game changers for them. He's my number two.
Yeah, I've got Grimaldo as my number one.
Yeah, rightly so.
Like, just honestly, there hasn't been a player in the world that has adjusted better to a system or like a new manager, a new league than Grimaldo. Like his stats are 10 goals, 11 assists in 32 games in all comps.
Is he a winger?
It's ridiculous. Like, again, he's literally playing as a left midfielder, but like left wing back type of thing. He's a huge part of that Leverkusen side. I think if he doesn't play, they'd
drop off there.
A little bit of a drop off there. When Frimpong didn't play against Bayern, the guy on loan from Bayern, I think, or he came from Bayern, played and he scored the first goal. Yeah, I forgot his name.
I'll get the name of it.
But like never injured. I think he's literally been an 8 out of 10 performer every single week.
His whole career for like.
And to come to Leverkusen for free and just play with this level of confidence and to have this impact is just incredible. And
Stanisic,
Stanisic,
yeah. He did get the first goal. It was a good remember from you. Ridiculous. Isn't it?
But yeah, he's just for me just the best left back in the world at the minute, and it's not really close in a way. Just the level he's playing is ridiculous.
I haven't seen this since probably Trent's best year in the Champions League. Yeah. Yep, that means I got Davies number one.
Davies number one.
Alphonso Davies number one.
Damn. I didn't expect that.
Maybe this is more just like PTSD from the Champions League when Ten Hag called him out and he just shut us down. It was embarrassing. There's a reason Real Madrid want him. And I think there's a false misconception that he can't defend. And it doesn't help that Bayern are so shaky at the back at the moment. But when you've got the back four there as normal and you've got capable defenders around and you're right, and the system actually works as a back four with the one in front and then, the midfielders on like that. When you've got that sort of right system, I still reckon on his day can be some of one or two, maybe the best left back in the world. Because that pace is, despite all the injuries he had, that pace is still unstoppable. Quickest player going around.
Yep.
Physical as well. I don't know what the Bayern players eat, but he's physical as well. He's such a physical player. And yeah, his delivery and his end product isn't great, but when you're that quick, it almost eventually comes right. And since he first joined, ever since, it's slowly gotten better and better. And it's almost preemptive because I think if he goes to Real Madrid, I think he'll take that to the next level because you've got Vinicius in front of him. I feel like his delivery and his final product will be even better. So I think someone right now who's still climbing the mountain in terms of his ability, and he is 23 now, something like that. He's still got so much more to go. Maybe he's more just looking at the whole package in terms of maybe not his form right now or what he's done yet, but I think he's got so much there.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, he definitely isn't the best left back in the world right now in terms of form-wise, but I think if I want to pick any left back right now, I'd probably go Alphonso Davies. Yeah, he's not in many people's discussions right now because of how Bayern are playing, because of his availability last season, but I think instead of basically nearly a full season now, you get another season, he joins Real. I think we're looking at it.
Again, we could be sitting here in a year and have him as number one. You
could
be bang on. It's just going to be whether the injuries. That's all it is with him.
Yeah. So, if that becomes true, that Vinicius and Alphonso Davies combo
and Mbappe,
they'll be right backs and right wingers doing these, and please stop attacking us.
Do we just stop all football coverage once they get Mbappe and Davies?
Yeah, just give it up.
There's just no.
Well, Barcelona can't buy any.
They got their own Super League in
their own team.
In one team.
And you always see Marcelo and Ramos for a couple of trainings as well.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That is crazy. But yeah, no, fair play. I'm going to be honest, I did not expect
when
you
you
to
said
have
number
Davies
5, I didn't want to react and give it away. But then once you realise it, you're digging away. But it's like up onto Davies. It's like,
No, I feel bad. Number 5. Crap. I'm like, I'm going to get slaughtered.
We'll find out on Friday when I release these lists. See what people think.
Yeah.
So I'll go over mine one more time. We can go over yours. Yep. I went Gutierrez at 10th, our weekly Girona player. Number 9, I went Lino. 8, Ferdinand Mendy. 7, Luke Shaw. 6, Destiny Udogie. 5, Federico Di Marco. 4, Andy Robertson. 3, Grimaldo. 2, Teo Hernandez. And number 1, Alphonso Davies.
Play. I've got 10 Luke Shaw, 9 Gutierrez, 8 Udogie, 7 Mendy, 6 Cancelo, 5 Davies, 4 Robertson, 3 Di Marco, 2 Hernandez, and 1 Grimaldo.
Similar names, different positions.